Shalom, shalom. Kahala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Waha Kwadash Rakah. GMS Excavation coming at you with another lesson. Just had a simple thought of, the Lord's Prayer where it says, as it is in heaven, so it is on earth. And, I just got to reading through some scriptures and I was reading, Revelations 6th chapter, and I thought, man, the angels in heaven are doing the same thing that, the prophets and men of the Lord are doing down here on earth, man, by crying to the Lord and and asking Him for salvation, and redemption, and vengeance, upon the evils of this world, man, starting with Esau and other nations, and on down to the spiritual demon Satan, and I just got to thinking, when you proclaim yourself, you call yourself a prophet of the Lord, or you call yourself an Israelite. You have to line up with the scriptures, man. You have to line up, and what you do in your day-to-day life has to line up with what's happening in heaven, you know. So usually, you think that what's going on in heaven should be going on earth, or vice versa, right? Well, it is. It's exactly the same thing. Because you have the men of the Lord prophesying and and sighing and crying for the abominations thereof down here. Also, you have the angels in heaven, pleading to the Lord for the abomination going on down here also, So it's the same thing. It's a duality, just like in Sirach where it tells you evil, good and evil is pitted against each other, one against the other, because without good you can't have the evil, and without darkness you can't have the light, So this is Luke chapter 11, and I just wanted to go off of this, off of verse 1 and 2. And it came to pass that as he was praying in a certain place, when he ceased, one of his disciples said unto him, Lord, teach us to pray, as John also taught his disciples. And he said unto them, When ye pray, say, O Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so in earth, That's what's going on in the heavens right now, is that the angels and our people that have been put to death already are looking down and, and pleading to the Lord, asking him to avenge us, and asking him, when the end of the world is going to come. Just like now, we're asking the Lord to avenge us down here and asking him when the end of the world is going to come, man. The same thing. And we know that it's coming and we know the sign, but we don't know when. This is Revelation, the 6th chapter in the 9th verse. It says, And when he had opened the 5th seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High, and for the and for the testimony which they held. So these people were slain for the Most High, and slain for the testimony, which is prophecy. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? So they're asking the Lord, what's taking so long? What's the hold up? We need to be delivered now at this moment. Verse 11 says, And white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. So they're up there waiting for the rest of us to fulfill prophecy, man. So they can come down and with the Lord and wreck shop, man. And that's exactly what we're complaining about, and that's exactly what we're praying for down here, man. We're moving towards a better tomorrow, but at the same time we're praying to the Lord, when are you going to, come down here and let loose on this world, man? So we can take back what's ours, Matter of fact, I want to get Daniel really quick. Because the scriptures say that the saints shall take the kingdom by force, man. Or is it 7 and 18? Slakia. Yep, here we go. Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever, So that's exactly what what our ancestors, what the spirits in the heavens are asking, man. You know, how long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? Because it is coming, man. And the more we pray for it, and the more we strive towards this conclusion of the matter, man, it's going to happen sooner than not. You know, it says, and white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. And that's where you get scriptures like Revelation the 14th chapter. About the wise virgins, man, that were slain. You know, they had no guile in their mouth. That weren't defiled with women. And just to prove to you that these are the Israelites, man, who died. This is Baruch, the 3rd chapter and the 4th verse, man. It says, O Lord Almighty, thou power of Israel, hear now the prayers of the dead Israelites and of their children, which have sinned before thee, and not hearken unto the voice of their power, for the which cause these plagues cleave unto us. So they are up there actually, actually going to bat for us, man. Crying and praying, like, look, Lord, how long is this gonna take? You see what they're doing to us, man. They're killing us in the streets. They're oppressing our people, in the ghettos and in the projects, in the ghettos, man. You know, their police officers are killing us in the street. They're passing legislation to cast our people into prison. So when you come across these Israelite camps, you come across someone who claims to have the truth or claims to have this impudent knowledge. This is what they should be doing, man. They should be doing the same thing that our ancestors are doing in the spirit world, man. Because the angels when they came down, man, they set a mark. They set a mark on the people that are signing crime, man, for the abominations that are happening in the way thereof, man. The same thing that they're doing in the heavens. This is Ezekiel 9:1. He cried also in mine ears with a loud voice, saying, cause them that have charge over the city to draw near, even every man with his destroying weapon in his hand. And behold, 6 men came from the way of the higher gate, which lieth toward the north, and every man a slaughter weapon in his hand. Now these men were the angels of the Most High. And one man among them was clothed with linen, and a writer's inkhorn by his side. And they went in and stood beside the brazen altar. And the glory of the Most High of Israel was gone up from the cherub whereupon he was, and to the threshold to the house. And he was called to the man clothed with linen, which had the writer's inkhorn by his side. And the Lord said to him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Basically that mark, matter of fact, I'm going to that word mark, because that word mark goes back to the Hebrew, thawah, thawah, which means mark as a sign of exemption from judgment, an implication, a signature, which is, ultimately the name of the Lord, man, the breath, So the Lord set a mark upon these men, and that sigh and cry, man, they are tired of the bullshit, man, are tired of the oppression of this world, and they're sighing and crying, they're complaining, they're prophesying, they're shaking the hand, man. Just like our ancestors are doing or the spirits, the angels, man, are doing in the heavens. This is Isaiah chapter 62, verse 6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Meaning they're sighing and crying, man. Yet ye that make mention of the Lord keep not silence, and give him no rest, till he established, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. So we're never supposed to stop complaining, man, or prophesying. You got guys saying that you guys are teaching the same old thing. You're saying the same old thing. Why do you keep complaining? Y'all sound like a bunch of angry black people. Y'all know what y'all make it sound like. Well, it doesn't matter, man. The Lord wants it to sound like a bunch of angry black people, man, and not black people, but Israelite people, man. You know, we're supposed to be sighing and crying and complaining, man. And shaking the hand and yelling, you know, and telling our people and teaching our people their transgressions and telling the other nations their judgment, man. That's exactly what we're supposed to be doing, you know. So when you got these guys that say that we're not supposed to uh, be doing that, or we're drawing too much attention to ourselves, or we're giving Israelites a bad name, they have no true understanding of the scriptures, man. You know, and they're not gonna get that mark from judgment or their exemption from judgment. And we're gonna go back to Ezekiel the ninth chapter to see exactly what they're gonna get, man. You know, but this is back in Isaiah 62:8. The Lord has sworn by His right hand and by the arm of His strength. Surely I will no more give thy corn to be meat for thine enemies, and the sons of the stranger shall not drink thy wine for the which thou hast labored. Meaning that we won't be in slavery anymore. But they that have gathered it shall eat it, and praise the Lord. And they that have brought it together shall drink it in the court of my holiness. Right? So we're all going to be in the kingdom of heaven, reaping the benefits of our labors, man. Go through, go through the gates. Prepare ye the way of the people. And that's exactly what we're supposed to be doing, man. Preparing the way into the kingdom of heaven, because the way is straight, man. Only one man can travel there at a time. Cast up, cast up the highway. Gather out the stones. Lift up the standard for the people, man. And that standard for the people is Yahweh Shai, man. The sound doctrine, the 12 tribes sign and all. You know, Behold, the Lord hath proclaimed unto the end of the world. That's what we're supposed to be proclaiming, man. The end time prophecy. Isaiah 9:1, man. Measuring the time diligently. Say ye to the daughter of Zion, Behold, thy salvation cometh. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him, man. So this is what we're supposed to be teaching, man. So if this is what we're going to be teaching for 30 years, 40 years, or however long that it has to happen, man, this is exactly what we're going to be teaching. You other guys that want something new, it just proves that you're not in this for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. You're in this for yourselves. And since you're in this for yourselves, let's see what the judgment is going to be, which we also teach about. This is going back into Ezekiel 9:4, 9:5, Slakia. It says, and to the others, which these other Israelite camps, man, these Christians, these atheists, all these people who don't believe in the Most High truly, are the others, man. Oh, Slakia. Slakia. But the other people. But these others are talking about the angels. He said to the other three angels, Slakia. And to the other angels, he said in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Now, you guys are the other people, man, that don't have the mark. That don't have the Thawah, man. That are going to be smitten, and that the Lord shall not spare, man. Slay utterly old and young, our elders, the young men as well, that don't want to, do what's needed, both maids and the little children and women, because the maids and the women are supposed to be the first teachers of our people, especially the children, and they're teaching them to twerk on handstands, man, so they're gonna get it too. The children also, because they're corrupting the children's minds, so the children have to be put out of the way as well. And the scriptures say, "Who perish not being innocent," But come not near any man whom is the mark, which are the prophets of the Most High, man, and begin at my sanctuary. So this is going to happen in Israel, man. Specifically the ones who know that they are Israelites and refuse to do what's right, man. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. So now you got the elders, man. You got the men that are supposed to be, how do you call it? The men that are supposed to be directing our people right, man. Like Cornel West, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, even going in Israel, shit. Ancient men like Nate, Ricard, GOCC, General Yohana, Lahab, we can go on and on. you know. And he said unto them, defile the house, and to fill the courts with the slain. Go ye forth, and they went forth and slew in the city. So this is going to happen, man. And it came to pass while they were slaying them, and I was left, that I fell upon my face and cried and said, now this is Ezekiel speaking, ah, Lord, power, wilt thou destroy all the residue of Israel and thy pouring out of thy fury upon Jerusalem? You know? And that's what it's going to seem like, man. It's going to be so much bloodshed and so much death amongst our people that it's going to seem that the Lord is not going to stop, man. You know, just like in the book of Kings, when the Lord sent the angel down, when King David, when he censured the people, man, he brought the angel down, and the angel just started slaying Israelites, man. You know, which granted there were wicked Israelites who deserved it, but it was so many Israelites that were being slain at that time. You know, the Lord had to force force the angel to stop, man. And that's how it's going to be in these latter times, man. You know, because the iniquity of, well, I'm just gonna keep reading. This is the ninth verse. Then said he unto me, the iniquity of the house of Israel and Judah is exceeding great, and the land is full of blood, and the city full of perverseness. For they say the Lord hath forsaken the earth, and the Lord seeth not. You know. And as for me also, mine eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense their way upon their head. You know. So this is what we're supposed to be teaching our people, man. You know. Judgment. You know. And equity, and peace, and truth. You know. And we're supposed to be complaining in the same way that our ancestors are complaining, you know, to the Father in heaven, man. So with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai, double honor to the apostle, elders of great millstone, and well. Salutation to the brethren on the four corners of the earth, push the word with truth and in sincerity. Shalom.